So thanks to my new friends at Fass Fuel Systems, I got a 250 gallon per hour lift pump for the El Camino. Going with the 6.7, going with some bigger turbos. The stock setup in this is not going to work. Right now it's set up on just a sump from the tank, and I had a power-driven bored-out lift pump for the 12 valve. So I'm thinking we're going to mount this fuel pump up behind the axle here. I got a little bit of room. It's plenty of room for the filters to hang down. So we're going to make a little bracket to mount up to the floor here so I can put a plate and bolt it up into there. I was going to mount it on the sides over here, but as you can see, the tires kind of explode sometimes, and it wouldn't really survive, I don't think. So let's get a little bracket made. Let's get that welded up to the floor, and that way we can get the pump mounted and start running some lines. Now all I'm thinking about for a bracket is I just took a piece of 1/8 inch steel here, or 3/16 steel, drilled 2 holes in it. I'm going to TIG weld these nuts on there, and we're going to weld this up into the floor. And that should give us a nice strong mount. So we could just use the original brackets that came with the fuel pump. So this will then bolt to there. So let's get this welded up and we'll get that burned into the car. So I got my little bracket set up here on the bench. We're just gonna weld those nuts to the bottom of that plate. Alright, and I'm going to make a little clean spot on the bottom side of the car so I can get that plate burned in. Alright, so that's all cleaned off. I'm going to take the old dead man jack here. I can hold this plate up into place before we weld it. And that'll do it. I'm going to bring the welder over and let's melt some wire on it. And that's the plate finished welded up. I'm dealing with flux core because I ran out of gas the other day, but that'll work. So that's going to be our mount for where our brackets are going to go for the fuel pump. So let's go get that fuel pump assembled so they can start hanging it from up here. So this is the Fass 250, and we're just going to use the factory mounting brackets that were meant for the Dodge truck that this pump's meant to go in. So we're going to take this and our spacers, set our spacers up here, and 3/4 inch bolts. Feed and return fittings. Got a -10 feed, and we have a -8 supply. So we're going to hang this from the bottom of the car. I had to get my own 2 bolts. Put our little rubber block, got our bolts and washers. Let's go put her in the car. Be much easier with 2 people, but I think we can manage. That's a pretty nice little spot there. I like it. I think we'll trim that bracket down. There's no reason for a bracket to be that long. Clean it up a little bit, but she's up there. She's nice protected. Filters won't hang down too low. No lower than the bottom of the sump already on the tank. Some nice clearance up there on the top. So, I like it. Got the pump all mounted up here. Now it's got time to plumb it in. So I got some AN lines made up, some push lock fittings from Fass, and some -8 feed and return lines that I'd made. So we're gonna run the engine return back to the pump here. We're gonna put a T on the return off the pump, and we're gonna run those around, and we're gonna end up lining up to the sump in the bottom of the tank. So we have a -10 feed to the pump on the right, and we have a -8 return going back into the tank. All these lines are gonna route up and over. I got some grommets up through the frame, keep the lines from chafing, and we'll get those routed in place and plumbed up to the engine. So our fuel feed line is just a standard push lock. Luber fitting up, luber hose up, get that popped together. Got our -8 feed. We'll put to our supply port on our pump. Now the fuel return, I got a -8 T here. Put a T off of our pump return. Engine return to one side, tank return the other. And we'll grab our tank return. Get it clocked nice. And that's that for the return side. Works out pretty good. We're gonna route this hose back over to the side of the tank over here with the supply line. Moving on to the supply, we have our -10 feed now. I had to buy a little bit of a longer hose because the one that Fass supplied wasn't long enough for me, but this isn't exactly a normal application. And it's going to run the feed and return lines together around the back side of the tank here. That's mainly plumbed in. We're gonna make a mount over here for these two hoses. Attach them to the frame rail on the side over here. Keep them nice and secure. Couple zip ties just to secure everything, and we should be good to go. Lines are nice and safe, no chafing. These lines are gonna route, right now they're just tucked up here, they're gonna route along the frame rail all the way up to the engine. And that's mainly the pump installed in the car. We got the lines ran, we got it plumbed up in the back, All we gotta do now is wire it, but I'm gonna wait until the absolute end of doing the swap to wire it up, so that way I can get all the wiring routed at one time. So I think the next video is gonna be putting the engine back in the car. Gotta get this thing going, we're getting close to summer nets here. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.